I've been getting a lot of comments, and I shouldn't say surprisingly, at least when I sat down and thought about it, but a significant number of people are mentioning that they're going to be upgrading from their Pixel 7 Pro to a Pixel 9 Pro or XL. We'll talk about that in a moment, but it struck me because usually you don't see that many people looking to upgrade after only 2 years. And despite us sitting there saying, oh, these phones don't change very much over the year, blah, 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 all the rest of it, there are a lot of significant differences you'll notice going to a Pixel 9 Pro or Pro XL versus your Pixel 7 Pro. There were quite a few things that have been upgraded over time. Let's talk about one of the ones that's a more practical thing, is that if you upgrade to a Pixel 9 Pro this year, you don't have to sacrifice on camera just because you want a smaller form factor, which is something that has plagued several manufacturers over the last several years. Is several companies are forcing you to get the max version and spend the most amount of money in order to get the best camera system. That's not the case. You're going to be able to get the same lenses on the smaller 6.3-inch Pixel 9 Pro. Link in the description if you want to pre-order, by the way, does help the channel. So that's something. The other good thing is you're really not limited as much on display as you have been in the past if you've been forced to get the smaller model. You're not limited to 1080p on the Pixel 9 Pro. So those are some nice things. You're not limited on RAM either. You're getting the 16 gigs of RAM. So Google's done a good job of bringing the features that normally companies force people to pay more for down to the smaller form factor if you want something more compact. So that's kind of the practical thing. So that's a lot of people, and it dawned on me. It makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of people that were forced to buy bigger phones than maybe they'd want to just to get the extras, and that's not the case with the Pixel 9 series of devices. Here's the other thing. If you're coming from a Pixel 7 Pro and you're not disappointed in the Pixel 7 Pro, good device, right? It's still snappy enough, still does the job. Everything runs well on it. You still got some software support there on the device. It's a bright-ish display. It's not super Actua, and boy, you got to crank this thing all the way up. So it does suffer from a lot of the dim display issues that previous Pixels did suffer from. It's brighter than, say, your Pixel 6 and certainly your Pixel 6a, but it's not anything near what the Super Actua display gives you. And now it's even improved even more on the Pixel 9 Pro series. You're going to notice that there. You don't have to run your display at 100% just to get an adequate brightness number on it. The other thing is you're going to have a much better experience with Tensor overall. Tensor 2 wasn't bad. For some reason, they didn't lock it in as well as I think Tensor, the first generation Tensor over time. They didn't kind of lock in the battery life, so you're kind of limited. I was always limited to about 5.5, 6 hours of screen on time the more I use this device. That's not going to be the case anymore. Newer Tensors are great at power efficiency. I easily get over 8 hours of screen on time on my Pixel 8 Pro. So if you've waited a couple years and you're frustrated with your battery life on your Pixel, but you still love the Pixel environment, you still love Material U and what Pixel software gives you, then you're going to like that jump in battery life. Also, it's better with heat efficiency. Tensor 2 wasn't necessarily bad with heat, certainly not like Tensor 1, but it wasn't the best either at heat management. You're getting twofold here solutions on the Pixel 9 Pro. Number one, you're getting the vapor chamber, so you're getting proper cooling support or heat dissipation support on the device itself. Plus, Tensor 3 wasn't that bad at heat efficiency. I mean, it would warm up like every other device when you were downloading 9 million things, you were running games or something like that. There were times when it would heat up, but they weren't dissimilar from other times that other devices would heat up that I've used. It wasn't something that was noticeable on Pixel that I really wouldn't notice on, say, a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra or something like that. So I really do think that Google has done a good job kind of getting the heat stuff under control, and that kind of goes with battery life hand in hand. So I think you're going to notice a lot of that there. There's the AI stuff. And you're picking up extra support, 7 years of software support there, which is nice. But you're going to see more of a shift away from what Google has done previously towards AI. And it's only a matter of time, whether it's a year, it's 2 years, before you're going to be left behind on your Pixel 7 Pro. So if you could get, I forget what the exact number is. I'll put it in the description down below what you're getting trade-in wise. It wasn't awful. It wasn't great, but it wasn't awful either. But if you could get yourself $350, $400, $500 towards a Pixel 9 Pro or Pixel 9 Pro XL, I think you're doing well there. I think you're going to get yourself a faster face unlock, better fingerprint sensor, better modem. I know a lot of people complained about the modem on this device. I didn't particularly have a problem with the modem on this. I had a big problem with my modem on my 7A, oddly enough. I don't even know if they use the same modem or not, but there are issues there with the modems. There are several things that you're going to notice improvement-wise, even after just 2 years on your Pixel 9 Pro, which makes an upgrade pretty enticing. Pretty enticing. And this still feels good. Look, here's a good device. Feels good, snappy, still got the 12 gigs of RAM. Everything works well on here. There really aren't any glaring errors here, but you're just going to get more of what you already like on the Pixel 9 Pro. You're just going to take it up another level there, where you're going to get 2 hours plus more of screen on time. You're going to get a brighter display. You're going to get better and more future-proofing with Tensor Generation 4. So you're going to get more AI there. You're going to get all the things that you already like with Pixel, and those kind of Pixel extras and Pixel things and software items that really differentiate Google from other manufacturers with the phone. They're going to be more dependent on AI. They're going to be more dependent on RAM. There's a lot of things you're going to be seeing behind the scenes that are going to make having the latest and greatest, or newer device, I should say, more apparent and more beneficial to you if you're already a fan of what Google's providing. So while I still like the Pixel 7 Pro, you're still getting the camera, you still got a lot of the zoom, you're still getting all the stuff that you know and love from Pixel, and you could probably hang on to this device another year and really not notice anything and really not have an issue. What I'm saying is maximize your trade-in value. Get yourself, get that reset clock in there, and kind of enjoy all the new stuff that's going to be coming down the pike with the Pixel software. So despite it being only 2 years old, and despite everybody always getting on here and saying, oh, they don't update these phones, and there's no change year over year and all the rest of it, let me tell you something. There's a pretty significant change. Even just from the Pixel 7 Pro, you notice the battery life, you notice the display. The Super ACUA display has, I don't want to say turn me around on Pixel devices, but it really eliminated a major complaint that I've always had about Pixels, and it was bizarre. It's like, do they not understand that other displays are bright and all and that stuff? So I really like that, and the great thing is that there's almost been a switch, whereas the Samsung displays were always the brightest and most vibrant, and you could have the saturation there, and it was just a vivid, gorgeous display. Now Samsung's gone to a more natural tone on the displays, but the Super ACUA display is actually pretty vibrant and saturated. So you add that with the brightness, it's more of a conversation these days between the Pixel displays and the Samsung displays, which one you prefer. And I have to say, over the last, ever since the Pixel 8 Pro, and what they've done with the Galaxy S24 Ultra, gotta say I'm almost prefer. It's odd to say. I don't even know if I could complete the sentence. Weird to say, but it's personal preference. Okay, people like the more natural displays. That's fine. The display quality is still excellent on the Galaxy devices. But if you have to ask me hand on heart right now, am I choosing the vibrant, bright Pixel Super ACUA display, or I'm choosing the Galaxy kind of toned down, more natural display? Going with the Pixel. If you've made it this far, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.